Monday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecasts, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. They're linked as always in the description to this video, and they help make these forecasts possible, so we want to give them a big shout out. You guys can go ahead and check them out in the description. So we had a busy weekend. I think a lot of people probably know that from our alerts and our stories and everything that happened over Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to go ahead and go over our 3- and 4-star maps from this weekend. And then getting into today, we have southeast storms that are ongoing right now. They're going to continue into this afternoon and evening. And then we've got more for tomorrow, more for Thursday and Friday. So spring has sprung, guys. We're here, we're in it. So we're going to go over our forecast for what might be a pretty busy week. But before we get into what's happening now, let's talk about what happened this weekend. So this is yesterday. Tons of hail through the southeast and a little bit of hail through the Chicagoland area as well. But for you guys in the southeast, started out here in Louisiana, tracked eastward through Jackson. You guys got hit with severe hail. Montgomery area got hit with severe hail all the way up into Atlanta with severe hail. Tons to go around. We did get a little bit of severe winds as well and a couple of tornado reports through the southeast. So all 3 risks for you guys verified into yesterday for the whole southeast area from Louisiana all the way into the coastal Carolinas. Then up into the Chicagoland area. Got a couple of quarter reports here and there. Nothing quite as crazy as the southeast, but you guys were still also in play for severe weather yesterday. So for our most impactful maps, our 3- and 4 stars, let's start out with our hailstorm highlight. First one for Sunday, we got 2 4 stars. So the first of those is going to be through Atlanta, Georgia. Got this hail map that went, well, I guess it started out near Tyrone, went up into Atlanta area, dropping up to 2-inch hail through areas like East Point. And we did get some pictures of those. So again, that swath is going to be for Atlanta, Fairburn, Noonan, Georgia. There were multiple other severe hail events that went through the area, but I mean, this is where it hit the bulk of the population. 107,641 homes were impacted overall with this 4-star map. And again, a lot of them came from this Atlanta swath with the max hail size of 2 inches ringing in with this as well. So very impactful little storm went through Atlanta. I think we were talking about like the last hailstorm in Atlanta has been like, it's been a while for you guys in the Atlanta metro area. So this is definitely an impactful storm for you guys. And for all these maps, go ahead and scan that QR code above me or click the link in the description, and that'll get you guys a demo to our products and our maps here. And you can sign up for those as well if that helps you out with any canvassing, roofing that you're trying to get done down there. So that was our first 4-star map from yesterday. Then we had one more through Jackson, Mississippi. So this was wind-driven hail for parts of the area. We had this first swath that made its way into Jackson, just dumped a ton of hail and then kind of tapered off all at once. And then we had a second swath that kind of ramped up as it moved through Jackson, dropping up to baseball-sized stones. So here it went through Bolton and Clinton with large hail for this first swath, and again, that was wind-driven. Then the second one went up through Jackson, dropping 2.5-inch stones, working its way all the way up to baseballs there with that purple swath. And again, impacting a large number of homes. This one had 96,100 homes hit by large hail, and again, some of it wind-driven. So another very impactful little map there for Jackson, Mississippi. Go ahead and check out that 4-star. Now I got 2 more 3 stars from Saturday. So the first of those is going to be this Dadeville, Lafayette, Verbena, Alabama map. You can already see that 3-inch hail that made its way through Dadeville, and then more purple up through the Lafayette area for that first swath. And then we had another impactful little swath that went up just to the north of Marbury and dropping large hail. I mean, there's no shortage of red and even some purple thrown up on our map from Saturday. Very large hail went through parts of Alabama, so that got us a 3-star map with 19,000 homes hit. So go ahead and check that out if you're in the Alabama area. Then one more, we got our map through Georgia. So those storms that went up through Alabama across the state line formed a lot of hail through Georgia. Specifically, LaGrange got hit really hard with large hail from this system. So map name is LaGrange, Milledgeville, Locust Grove, Georgia. Max hail size here was 2.25 inches. So just a little bit between, our 10 egg and our tennis ball swaths, but got red swath on the map there and over 21,000 homes impacted. So tons of people, bottom line from these 4 map reviews, tons of people hit by large hail through the southeast over the weekend. Also saw some impactful tornadoes pass through, got some heavy winds. So it was a busy, busy weekend for the southeast, and it's not quite over yet. We have this, this cold front that's pushing down through Georgia, through South Carolina, through Alabama, bringing these storms along with it. Already got a severe thunderstorm watch in place, and rightfully so for the area. Macon, Georgia already saw some severe hail this morning. We're going to see that continue to track down to the southeast, and as it does, it's going to spread out along that cold front, potentially get us more hail, as well as wind and tornadoes for today. So for the rest of the nation, it's going to be pretty much quiet for today. We're waiting in the Central Plains and in the Ohio and Mississippi valleys. Could get something later towards the week, but right now, feeling more like early spring, 60 degrees in Dallas, 42 out in Fort Wayne. So really nothing too oppressive yet as we wait for that next system to track through. But 73 degrees in Atlanta, 85 in Miami, waiting for those storms to pass through into later this afternoon and evening. Dew points are going to help those storms continue to sustain themselves as they work their way towards the Gulf and the Atlantic coasts. 65 degrees in Tallahassee, going to feel pretty muggy outside before those storms pass through, and then it should dry you out a little bit. Now for our jet stream setup, this is what's getting us all those storms into today. So we have a little baby trough here that's swinging through. That's going to help those storms continue to track down to the southeast. Going to continue through Tuesday afternoon. There we are by noon. We're going to continue seeing those storms in the south, like Gulf Coast area, redeveloping. Now that's going to move out of our way, and we're going to have this ridge that sets up through the southeast as well as the Central Plains. If you guys have been watching this for a while, you know you need those ridges. You need that recovery period in between storm systems to build back that instability before we get another trough that swings through. And that's exactly what happens on Wednesday. We have a brief break in between those storm systems, and then that next one crashes through, potentially getting us some severe weather through the Central Plains on Thursday, before it makes its way off into the Mississippi and Ohio valleys for your Friday. So a couple of areas, actually a lot of areas this week getting impacted. We got the southeast first, Central Plains, then the Mississippi and Ohio valleys. So pretty much everybody who's seeing storms, start paying attention, because these troughs are beginning to just barrel through the U.S. and get us those springtime storms. So here's what's left of our significant hail model for today. Not a ton. There we are by 5 p.m. Central. Still a chance to see some quarters, half dollars through the area with those low to low moderate values trickling through Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. But we're starting to taper off significantly from what we've been seeing over the past 48 hours. So again, it's really just kind of sticking close to the Gulf, and that makes sense, right? We're getting all of that Gulf moisture moving onto land, and that's going to help us maintain a little bit of instability. So that pocket of instability is going to pretty much stay from the Florida Panhandle all the way into the New Orleans area, and that's where we'll continue to see lingering risks of hail. So for our forecast max hail size today, probably not going to be anything as exciting as we saw this weekend, but I would not be surprised if we get a golf ball or two left out of the system. If any isolated storms can form along that front, could get some orange on our map for today. So let's take a look at those storms on our future radar, see what they look like. They're going to continue to sink southward, south of Macon, into the Savannah area, into the Tallahassee area by around 5 p.m. We could get some severe weather with any of those. Wind, hail, tornadoes are possible along the bulk of that line. Now, as they continue off that way, we're going to see it spreading off to the west through the New Orleans area, and we're getting those cells starting to track through. Those could produce, again, potential for some severe hail. That's probably where we could get our golf balls with any isolated storms that develop through there. Then, a little surprise action just south of St. Angela. We got a couple of supercells that have been consistently showing up on our forecast models. Got enough instability. It's central Texas. Could potentially get us some severe hail into this afternoon. So there we are by 5 p.m. And then we see some messy storms developing through the afternoon and evening after that. But you got a chance to see some severe hail if you're south of San Angelo as well. So we got a pretty wide swath of where we could see severe hail for today. So let's start out in the western portion. St. Angelo, low chance because it looks like it's only a couple of cells that could produce severe hail. But if they do, you got quarters in the risk for you today. Then Houston, Alexandria, New Orleans, all the way east into Alabama could also see severe hail. Now, this is where we're getting our best chance to see hail, as well as the largest hail is through central Louisiana all the way into the Mobile area. Then Montgomery, Birmingham, Macon, Savannah, just to the north of Jacksonville for today could also see severe hail, keeping everybody on the low end chances. It looks like it's a line right now, and then everything that forms off to the west is pretty scattered. So can't really give any moderates for today, but there is a chance to see some severe hail with that storm system as it continues today into tomorrow. Then for wind, going to shrink that back a little bit to where we just got that line tracking through and not those scattered storms, so cutting that off from our severe risk. But if you're anywhere from New Orleans into Mobile, Tallahassee, Macon, Savannah, you guys have a chance of seeing severe winds, 60 miles an hour or greater. Dothan and Savannah, that line is going to be tracking over you guys into this afternoon when we have our peak instability, so you guys have the best chance of seeing those winds. Then for tornadoes, leaving it in a pretty similar area through that Dothan and Savannah region. If you guys are anywhere from, Macon, Dothan, Savannah, could potentially see a scattered tornado. Could potentially see 1 or 2 tornadoes through that area today, but that line fortunately is weakening, so, we're hoping that we can stay as low as possible on those tornado chances into today. Then for tomorrow, the line's not done. We have more resurgence over the New Orleans and Mobile corridor by 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. It's going to continue kind of rocking and rolling through the morning. There we are by 9 a.m., making our way through New Orleans with that cell, potentially producing some severe hail or wind. Then it's going to really kind of continue like that all the way through the Florida Panhandle, down through Jacksonville by 5 p.m., and then sinking off the Florida Peninsula into later that night. But by 9 p.m., things should be a little bit quieter for you guys in the southeast. Can take a breath, and then we wait and see what happens for the Central Plains as you guys kind of bounce back from all of these storms. So for your hail forecast for tomorrow, all the way from New Orleans to Mobile to, I think this is like Pensacola, I want to say, in the Florida Panhandle, but the far western part of the Florida Panhandle to Mobile to New Orleans could get some severe hail. Quarters to $50 are mostly what I'm expecting for tomorrow. Then for wind, looking like we're going to extend that off to the east once things kind of ramp up and pass through the Florida Panhandle into Jacksonville. That's when we could be starting to see a little pickup in wind gusts. So New Orleans all the way to Jacksonville, low end chance for you guys for severe winds into tomorrow. Tornado swath is going to be pretty much the same as our winds here. Again, all the way from New Orleans to Mobile to Tallahassee to Jacksonville. Got a low end chance to see some rotation on those storms, potential for tornadoes along that line with any rotating parts of it. So we could see a couple spin ups into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Then last but not least, now we're getting into the plains and the Ohio Valley. Again, we have that break on Wednesday, and then we're back to it on Thursday. So here's what we have initially. Again, we sound like a broken record here, but just in case you're new, this is our low-res model. We have to get a little bit closer to the day of to get more detail on our maps. But this model is showing some isolated storm cells showing up through central Oklahoma and just to the east of Lubbock. So we're watching those. They're forming in a zone of pretty decent instability, and they're expected to just kind of stay isolated, so that could help us out with a hail chance. Then into Friday, we're seeing that all develop through the Ohio Valley and track off to the east as a line. So we could get all 3 risks with that on Friday, all the way from Dallas, all the way into Chicago and the Ohio Valley. So it's going to be a pretty expansive risk on Friday. So here's what those look like. Outlining where we could potentially see some isolated storms in Oklahoma, Texas. That's probably our best chance for large hail. Then into Friday, still all 3 risks, hail is on the table, but now we're going to see that transition into wind and tornadoes tracking through the Ohio Valley and the Mississippi Valley. So it's a huge risk area, but if you guys are anywhere in here, be paying attention. If you have weekend travel plans, just keep on watching as we get closer to Friday, and we're going to let you know what that weather is shaping up to be as we get closer to the day of. That was a long show. Thank you guys for sticking around. You guys can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit see first on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and then go ahead and follow us on The Talk. We do forecast videos there too, and we love talking to you guys. It's a little more interactive, so we enjoy that. And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you'd rather at info@hailtrace.com, or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And then check out that QR code up above me. It's got that little arrow pointing to it. You guys can scan that if you're watching on TV, or go ahead and click the link in our description, and that gets you a demo or access to our products. So we love helping you guys out with all that. So get in contact with us, guys. And we'll let you know what's happening with this week as it rolls forward. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.